Time now for the Town Talker with Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson. Reverend Jackson is founding pastor of the Church of What's Happening Now, located in Plainfield, New Jersey. And now, the Town Talker, Reverend Zechariah Jackson.
Well, you know, it's good coming to you. This is the Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now, Town Talker Talk Show. I tell you, there's a lot to talk about these days, you know. Everybody is, this is the Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now, Town Talker Talk Show. I tell you, there's a lot to talk about these days, and everybody's talking about the border in Mexico and people going crazy, the drug cartels, and they're fighting each other and everything. And I think Hillary Clinton said something real good too. She said, you know, there's a responsibility of the American people that we have a market for such abuse and with drugs and things that you know, that they can fight each other, and they actually gambling to see who can get in and sell. I imagine who can sell the most, you know. And there's something else, right? And it's just a shame that you know, we talk about a lot and about being American and being in a land of the free and a sophisticated nation, and we can fly you from here to wherever within minutes, but yet we still have an appetite for those drugs. You know, and that's something that we really need to sit down and deal with. You know, what is it about us that we still have that appetite? Because now when they come over with the drugs, they're not making us buy the drugs. But there is a market for those drugs here, you see. So it's a shame that behavior is still flowing here in America. But today we have also, you know, with Barack Obama, the president, trying to get the stimulus package passed, and I believe some of the states now are flooded out because of so much water and flooded all up. The rivers are overflooding and stuff, you know. And it's just a shame that we have not taken the time to re-engineer the earth, you know. And a lot of people say, well, you're going to mess up the environment, but those that talk that way, they don't understand that, you know, there were dams built years ago that we are living off of today. You know, we got the Hoover Dam or the Boulder Dam, they used to call it years ago. So, you know, a lot of things are going to have to change as the game change, you know. It's just, it's still beautiful being here in America, but we have to, you know, take a better responsibility and be better stewards and everything. So today we have two young men. I'm going to open up with them that's going to do speeches and everything. We're a little past Black History Month, but, you know, we always take a month anyway. We don't steal a month, we take a month.
Welcome to town.
Welcome to town. So, all right, I guess you're going to start the deal. Introduce yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nadir Vasquez, and I'm going to be presenting the biography of our 44th President, Barack Hussein Obama. With a father from Kenya and a mother from Kansas, President Obama was born in Hawaii on August 4, 1961. He was raised with the help from his grandfather, who served in Patton's army, and his grandmother, who worked her way up from a secretarial pool to middle management at a bank. Upon finishing high school, Obama studied for 2 years at Occidental College in California before transferring to Columbia University in New York City. There he majored in political science with a specialization in international relations. Upon graduation, he moved to Chicago, where he took up community organizing in the Altgeld Gardens housing project on the city's south side. While in Chicago, he joined the Trinity United Church of Christ. He left Chicago for 3 years to study law at Harvard University, where he was elected the first Black president of the Harvard Law Review. He graduated magna cum laude. While working one summer at a corporate law firm in 1989, Obama met Michelle Robinson, whom he married in 1992. Robinson is also a graduate from Harvard Law. While in Chicago as a community organizer, once again, Obama organized an aggressive voter registration effort that added to the election of President Bill Clinton and Senator Carol Moseley Braun. The campaign registered over 100,000 voters, Soon after, his talents earned him a position at a local civil rights law firm, and he became a lecturer of constitutional law at the University of Chicago, where he served as a professor until his election to the U.S. Senate. In 1996, Obama was elected to the Illinois State Senate from the South Side neighborhood of Hyde Park in Chicago. He served as a chairman of the Public Health and Welfare Committee. When in the Democratic reigned control of the chamber, the Chicago Tribune called him one of the General Assembly's most impressive members. Regarded as a staunch liberal during his tenure in the legislature, he helped to author a state-earned income tax credit which provided benefits to the working poor. He also worked to help legislation that would cover residents who could not afford health insurance. Speaking up for the leading gay and lesbian advocacy groups, he successfully helped pass bills to increase funding for AIDS prevention and care programs. In 2000, he ran unsuccessfully in the Democratic primary for Illinois' 1st Congressional District against incumbent Representative Bobby Rush. After the loss, Obama rededicated his efforts to the state Senate. He authored one of the most progressive death penalty reform laws in the nation, under the guidance of his mentor, former U.S. Senator Paul Simon. He also pushed through legislation that would force insurance companies to cover routine mammograms. In 2004, Obama decided to run for the U.S. Senate seat held by Senator Peter Fitzgerald in the Democratic primary. He challenged business tycoon Blair Hull and Illinois Comptroller Dan Hines. However, Hull was soon embroiled by allegations of domestic abuse. As Obama's name recognition rose, voters took a liking to a bright, charismatic senator. He won decisively in the March primary, dispatching the other 6 candidates easily and winning more than 50% of the vote. Obama was sworn in as senator on January 4, 2005. Obama was the 5th African-American senator in history and the 3rd to have been popularly elected. He was the only Senate member of the Congressional Black Caucus, a nonpartisan publication. On February 10, 2007, Obama announced his candidacy for President of the United States in front of the old state Capitol building in Springfield, Illinois. The choice of this announcement site was symbolic because it was also where Abraham Lincoln delivered his historic House Divided speech in 1858. Throughout the campaign, Obama emphasized the issues of rapidly ending the Iraq War, increasing energy independence, and providing universal health care. A large number of candidates initially entered the Democratic president primaries. The field narrowed to a contest between Obama and Senator Hillary Clinton, after an initial contest with the race remaining close throughout the primary process. On June 3rd, with all states counted, Obama was named the presumptive nominee and delivered a victory speech in St. Paul, Minnesota. Clinton suspended her campaign and endorsed Obama on June 7th. Obama now campaigned in the general election against Senator John McCain, the Republican nominee. On August 23, 2008, Obama announced that he had selected Delaware Senator Joe Biden as his vice presidential nominee. At the Democratic National Convention in Denver, Colorado, Obama delivered his acceptance speech to over 84,000 supporters and presented his policy goals. The speech was viewed by over 38 million people worldwide. During both the primary process and the general election, Obama's campaign set numerous fundraising records, particularly in the quantity of small donations. On June 19, 2008, Obama became the first major party presidential candidate to turn down public financing in the general election since the system was created in 1976. In November, Obama won the presidency with 52.9% of the popular vote to McCain's 45.6% and 349 electoral votes to 173. To become the first African-American president. In his victory speech delivered before thousands of his supporters in Chicago Grant Park, Obama proclaimed that change has come to America, thus begun the transition period from Bush to Obama administration. The inauguration of Barack Obama as the 44th president and Joe Biden as the vice president took place on January 20, 2009. The theme of the inauguration was a new birth of freedom, commemorating the 200th anniversary of the birth of Abraham Lincoln. Obama stands on the shoulders of many great African Americans, such as Harriet Tubman, Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass, Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Shirley Chisholm, and many, many others. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow.
Excellent.
Okay, we're gonna bring the next young man to you at about 4:20. You know, this right here is a great thing, and I want to thank teacher and social worker, I guess, in the schools, guidance counselor Wilma Brown, and she has a study group that she does once a month at what's the school? Is it?
Washington Community.
Washington School. So she does a studies group right at this new school of Black History and things. And, you know, change is something good, but there's, you know, I have people in this room that have been working with what we would call change today, because a lot of our minds are just transforming with the new administration. But I have a young lady in this room here today that has been doing a change work in our community for 20 years. She has been taking in veterans, homeless veterans. And I'm going to let her and her son, because I was honored to be at the house last week, I'm going to let them talk and let them introduce themselves to the community.
Hi, my name is Eula Andrews.
And Charles Andrews Jr., Ruth's son. And we have
Grace Jones, Eula Andrews' niece.
Wow. You have your own mic here right there.
Thank you.
Tell me, Eula, what inspired you 20 years ago to do such great work and taking in, and I was at your house and I saw some of the homeless veterans walking around. Some of the jobs that some of us just really, you know, we put on the background like don't exist but really do in America. You know, there's a lot of those kind of jobs that go on in America that we just don't want to take on. What inspired you?
I found out it's a great need. It's always had been, and now it's like in need more than ever.
Sure.
And I'm a people person.
Okay.
And I've always, you know, as anybody, I was trying to meet their needs, and it's just all started. And I think my mother was kind of like that.
Okay.
You know, she used to bring up people from the South.
All right.
And board them till they all got jobs.
Okay.
Until
Right.
they all moved out.
All right.
Moved on.
Sure.
And
What part of the South did she come from?
Georgia.
Okay.
So I think I got a little bit from there.
Sure.
And it's just been joyful, and the knowing that I'm helping them. Helping the veterans. It is so rewarding.
And I see how comfortable that they were too at the house.
Yes, they
Like,
are.
they was definitely at home. That's a work that, you know, so many of us kind of, you know, shy away from. You even said that one of the relatives in the state of California called you about one of the people that is at your house.
Well, yes, it's her brother
And-
and one of the relatives.
Okay.
many times these veterans have families and some have not have families.
Get your mic right away.
Many times the veterans have families, some not have families.
Sure.
When they do have families, you know, they're in contact with the veterans. So, you know, they come by, they visit, and they send what they could, you know, to help make it stay comfortable.
Sure.
But one of the unique things about being able to provide a home in Scotch Plains is that we can offer them a quality of living that they sort of used to.
Sure.
You know, suburban living is nice, clean. It's not institutionalized.
Sure.
So, you know, it's getting
Still have the home feeling. And everything.
exactly. You're giving back that love that
Sure.
you know you get from home.
You want to introduce yourself to the people?
Right. Yeah. My name is Charles Andrews Jr. and I'm Eula's son. I've recently, you know, joined her in the efforts, and we created a company called Focus on Caring.
Okay.
Now, my mother been doing this independently for like 20 years, and now we have, you know, a company, nonprofit.
Okay. I know what you guys are doing for the community because I was at your house.
That's right.
What can the community do for you now to help you do this better? What is it that you need to get this job done better? Not that it's not being done, but let's go to Grace Jones.
Oh.
I remember her name.
No, I just want to say at this time, I believe the community can help by donations. Also, any help and support as far as medical,
Okay.
voluntary with nonprofit and per se. They can help as far as the medical fields, if anybody is involved in medical nursing. As far as assistant-wise, because we're looking